number of COVID-19 cases continues to rise globally and right here in Guyana. Therefore, we encourage everyone to practice social distancing. Wear a mask if you have to leave your homes and wash your hands thoroughly and frequently as we strive to stop the spread of the virus. Welcome to Info Hub for Monday, August 10. Thanks for joining us. Following bilateral talks on Sunday, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, His Excellency Mohamed Irfan Ali, and President of Suriname, His Excellency Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, pledged their commitment to ensuring continued development between Guyana and Suriname. Here's our first report.
During a media briefing, President Ali indicated that the engagement between the two heads of state was extensive, covering multiple sectors, and was aimed at strengthening the existing relationship Guyana and Suriname share. The talks also focused on opening up emerging sectors and infrastructural link that can create opportunities for the two countries.
We recognize that our countries share similar challenges, circumstances, and opportunities at this moment. And it is very critical and important for us to work together, to find common solutions, to collaborate, and to support each other in tackling the challenges, whilst at the same time confronting the opportunities that both countries and the people of both countries can benefit from.
He emphasized the need for time-bound objectives and disclosed that the framework has been laid. Echoing similar sentiments, President Santokhi noted that the bond between the two nations is strong and that will form the foundation for future development. He added that cooperation will not only be at government level, but will include the private sector.
That cooperation will be on a very high level, on the level of the two presidents. The second one will be that this cooperation will not be a government cooperation only. Government should facilitate, and they should facilitate the private sector. So there will be an increased private sector cooperation between the two communities.
Both heads of state maintained that the bilateral engagement was not just discussions and promises, as a proactive action plan is scheduled to be produced within the coming weeks. For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Zulfikar Mustafa, on Sunday visited several flood-affected communities in numbers 52 to 74 villages on the Quarantine Coast to conduct a first-hand assessment of the situation. Details from Kelon Rover.
Minister of Local Government, the Honorable Nigel Daramlal, along with officials from several agriculture agencies, accompanied Minister Mustafa to the area. The representatives were immediately instructed to commence an assessment on the matters highlighted and to seek ways in which the agriculture sector can address the issues. Those reports from the findings will be submitted on Monday. Among the concerns raised by those affected were the damage to stocks worth millions. This is due to the heavy rainfall over the weekend, leaving accumulated water in yards and homes.
What I have noticed, it seems to me that there are many canals in the area that need to be cleared. I have since given instruction to our engineer, Mr. Flats, and the regional chairman and the RDC official, the water users and NDC.
Several residents suffered livestock and other losses, which they related to the minister. Minister Mustafa said 3 machines were deployed to the East Berbice Quarantine region at the weekend, with another expected to arrive on Monday to aid in alleviating the residents' situation.
Residents are complaining that the RDC, NDC, and the NDI have not been clearing these canals over the years. What I understood from the NDC, they have been requesting the machine, the small machine, the excavator, and the NDI machine, but they have not been getting the machine coming to the area. That is why immediately this morning, when I heard about it yesterday, I was in Georgetown, I instructed that our engineer come here yesterday. He came and immediately 2 machines were dispatched into the area.
The Agriculture Minister shared that residents expressed their satisfaction with his visit and the work done thus far. For InfoHub, I am Kellon Rover.
The PPPC government is prepared to work with all opposition parties. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, the Honorable Anil Nandlal, made this disclosure during a Government in Focus program.
The PPPC government, which was sworn in just a week ago, is hoping for fresh energy among the opposition lineup.
The government view is we will work with the opposition. Hopefully we have a fresh group of people who have the interest of Guyana and Guyanese at heart.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, the Honorable Anil Nandlal, was at the time speaking on a televised Government in Focus program. He also shared his thoughts on the PPP taking reins from the now opposition. The government is anticipating that the opposition will act responsibly.
I am hoping, having said all of that, I'm hoping that we will have responsible opposition on the other side of the parliamentary aisle, with whom we can work responsibly, not necessarily to support our political positions, but to support our positions that are in the national interest.
The Attorney General has assured that the PPC administration will continue to address the interests of citizens in all the regions. Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
It was a busy weekend for our newly elected president. His Excellency Mohammed Irfan Ali and Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony met and consulted with leaders and representatives of small political parties to discuss interests and concerns as the government sets out to revamp the nation's response to the novel coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19. The political parties included the Liberty and Justice Party, the National Movement, a New and United Guyana, Change Guyana, and the United Republican Party. Recently, the health minister announced that the new administration is actively working towards restructuring the response to COVID-19 on all fronts with a more holistic approach. This new approach seeks to provide a more technical and people-centered approach to combating the disease in Guyana. As a follow-up on talks surrounding the recently commissioned COVID-19 hospital, Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Frank Anthony, announced that the Auditor General and the team will be extensively investigating and auditing finances which went into the project. Here are the details.
The facility at Liliandal on the east coast of Demerara was commissioned to deal exclusively with infectious diseases. However, the new health minister has found that the hospital cannot readily treat COVID-19 or other complex cases, as there is no equipment or beds within the facility. For this reason, an audit was ordered to determine how the $1.6 billion was expended to rehabilitate the building, which was formerly a hotel.
If we're spending, and if these sums of money that we're told were spent on the building, then the Guyanese public deserves to know what it was actually spent on. $1.6 billion is a lot of money, and therefore people deserve to know. And the only way we can know that is to have the Auditor General and his team do that type of audit and present those results to us.
A team has already visited the facility to do initial assessments. With the Auditor General's report, the ministry will then be able to move forward with an informed decision as to whether the $1.6 billion project was financially viable and if the facility can actually be used. This will be supported by the assessment of the medical technical team.
Let's assume that we are going to be taking the facility and wanting to use it. We still have to do these works of inserting these piping systems and so forth.
Therefore, some tearing down still to be done.
A lot of renovations would have to be done for that section of the hospital to be used for the purposes that it was intended.
The minister reflected that in recent years, an Auditor General's report highlighted several faults with the COVID-19 hospital then referred to as the Ocean View Hotel. Minister Anthony said this ongoing investigation will determine if these issues still exist. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
More news after this short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Minister of Local Government, the Honorable Nigel Darmlal, and Minister of Amerindian Affairs, the Honorable Pauline Sukai, received COVID-19 supplies from the Civil Defense Commission to help curb the spread of the coronavirus in the hinterland regions. The ministers traveled to Regions 8 and 9 to distribute the supplies to the affected families and communities.
The Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development is critical in administering the affairs of the regions via the RDC, and so that is our involvement with the COVID task force to ensure that these necessary food hampers get out into communities.
That was the Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, the Honorable Nigel Darmlal, as he explained the importance of the donations. Minister of Amerindian Affairs, the Honorable Pauline Campbell-Sukai, assured that her ministry will be addressing problems in the indigenous communities with specific emphasis on families affected by the coronavirus.
The hinterland has been affected becoming high risk where COVID is concerned, and immediately, which is just 2 days into my assumption, we are heading to Region 8 and Region 9 to provide support, dietary support to the quarantine families and the communities. They have not had major support over the year, over the period of COVID, and I can tell you the volunteers that work when we were not in government last week sent in masks to these risk areas, high risk areas, and now I'm happy that we're in government and we could move swiftly in dealing with this matter. Today's donation will be of support to the families in the hinterland, particularly in Region 8 and 9, because some of their supplies usually come from across the border. And if we are to contain COVID-19 spiraling occurrence, what we will have to do is to keep our population in, having them followed all the COVID protocols.
The minister noted that the Civil Defense Commission has been at the forefront executing its mandate effectively. She said her ministry will continue to collaborate with the Civil Defense Commission since the coronavirus is a challenge that must be tackled collectively. For InfoHub, Gavin Lewis.
The Ministry of Education is committed to keeping the country's children safe and engaged academically. Towards this end, Minister of Education, the Honorable Priya Manikchand, and Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Frank Anthony, along with former Minister of Health, Dr. Leslie Ramsamy, met with senior officials of their ministries to discuss matters relating to the safety of students amid COVID-19. Coming out of the meeting, Minister Manikchand reaffirmed that the best interest of the children is paramount to the government. The Education Minister also met earlier today with the Management Information System Unit within the Ministry of Education to formulate strategies for the effective and efficient delivery of education in light of the pandemic. As the new government continues to deliver on its manifesto, the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development is keen on bridging the existing gap between government and citizens through community enhancement and empowerment. Hear more in this report.
The Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development is setting its plan to bolster development countrywide in motion. Minister of Local Government, the Honorable Nigel Darmlal, explains.
The Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, in the manifesto of the People's Progressive Party Civic, we have outlined a vision which we believe is going to enhance and improve the relationship that we have with our citizens. And I think more importantly, it will serve to create an atmosphere where all involved at the national level, at the regional level, and at the local level, that there is a singular space in which we all operate.
In keeping with the wishes of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, the minister said his ministry will be working on a bottom-up approach whereby policies are discussed at the regional and local level before implementation. Moving forward, citizens are expected to have more access to local government bodies and play integral roles in the development of their communities.
Citizens will have to take ownership of leadership within their communities. And we will enhance, moving forward, we will enhance the skill set, we will enhance the support provided to residents within our local bodies and within our regions so that they can be the core leaders at the local level.
The minister noted too that local government elections will continue to be held under the new administration. Government will also be providing increased funding to local organs. Meanwhile, Minister within the ministry, the Honorable Anand Persad, said that the key focus will also be placed on providing communities with key amenities.
I want to tell the citizens of all 10 administrative regions that we intend to work to enhance their regions, their communities, and moreover, the welfare of the citizens. And that is to do with roads, lights, water, drainage and irrigation.
Other key areas for the ministry include working with other ministries to ensure development, solid waste management, and enhancing infrastructure. For InfoHub, Akishi Budi.
Meanwhile, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, the Honorable Nigel Daramlal, and Minister within the ministry, the Honorable Anand Persad, paid a courtesy call to Mayor of Georgetown, His Worship Mayor Ubraj Narain, and Deputy Mayor Alfred Monroe to discuss the way forward to better serve the citizens of Guyana. Minister Daramlal expressed that his ministry hopes to collaborate with the Mayor and City Council to properly enhance the services provided while providing a safe city for all. He added that the government also hopes to pursue bringing government closer to the citizens and vice versa. Remember to do your part to ensure that you do not put yourself at risk during this time. If you have a cough, fever, and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early, but call the hotline first. That's all for today. Connect with us on all our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, as we bring you the latest and important news related to COVID-19 and much more. Also, subscribe to our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.